Hello, my name is Helen Cardias-Menos and I am the New South Wales Digital Project Officer for the CSER Group, which is part of the University of Adelaide. Our group is funded by the federal government to provide teacher professional learning in computer science education for schools for teachers K-12. And unfortunately, our program is coming to an end. Our funding will cease on the 30th of April. So the vast majority of our awesome program will end at that time too. However, there are still a couple of elements of our program that will continue on, and this presentation just plans to overview what those are and how you can access those going forward. So one of the elements of our funding is around teacher professional development, and we do that through a online MOOC. So a MOOCs is a massive open online course, and the MOOCs itself is free for teachers to access and work through across Australia. In New South Wales, it is 21 hours of teacher identified professional learning and covers basic computer science concepts and practices and gives you some indications of how you can implement those in your classroom. The MOOCs itself will still be housed online, however it will not be manned or nor will it be updated. So you can access what's already there, but nothing new will come of it. We have a national lending library. So this is a kit of robotics and equipment that we lend out to schools for free for a term, and part of the deal is you get some exemplary activities and some lesson plans and ideas of how you can implement those. Most of our library is being disbanded. However, we will be supporting our new VR and AR kits, which is funded under a separate grant. So those are the kits that you can still borrow. If you want any of the other things that you can see on the screen here, I suggest contacting STEM T4L. They might be able to help you in providing access to some of that equipment. In terms of the VR and AR kits, we have a few. This one here is the augmented reality kit. It's targeted for students K-12 and includes a variety of AR materials that you can use with iPads, which are included in the kit, and students can explore some of the content in the resources, such as the human body with the awesome Curioscope t-shirt or Deep Space with the Deep Space books. So that one is free to borrow and is suitable for K-12. We have a virtual reality Daydream Kit. Now, this particular kit is only suitable for high school, so years 7 to 10 or years 7 to 12 because of the headsets inside. So we've got a Lenovo Mirage Solo VR headset in there, and there are also some Google cardboards as well as the camera. So again, if you're in years 7 to 12 or teaching years 7 to 12, that's a good one that you can tap into and will be free for your school to borrow for a term from our lending library. We have a virtual reality Quest kit. So again, with the headsets in this one, it is only suitable for high school, so 7 to 12, and includes the Oculus Quest VR headset and the hand controls for that, as well as an iPad to support that, and the Insta360 camera yet again. And there was one more that we've skipped, the augmented reality in space kit. So this one is suitable from years 5 to 10. And particularly relevant for stage 3 if you're teaching space. So in it, you'll get some space AR cards, the AR book, and also the mini solar system. So again, a great resource, free to access, comes with the iPads, and perfectly suitable for years 5 and onwards. Our MOOCs, we have 6 MOOCs. We have 3 that are targeted for primary and 3 that are targeted for secondary. Like I said, these will still be available online. They just will not be updated. If you are interested and haven't heard of our MOOCs before, I recommend starting with the Foundation to 6 digital technology. So that just gives you an overview of computer science, digital technologies and ideas for implementation. We have an extended, which is the kind of advanced version of that initial course, and then we've also released 2 new MOOCs on teaching AI in both primary and secondary schools. For high school, we have a 7 to 8 digital technologies, which is perfect for teaching stage 4 and tech mandatory. I also recommend that teachers who are teaching stage 3 explore that MOOC for ideas on where to extend students or getting ideas of where your stage 3 students are going next. Now, our MOOCs are available via the address listed up there, so feel free to log in and explore, and I've got some information at the end on how to join up. A lot of teachers tend to get quite anxious about working with technology, and the things on the side, on the left-hand side, which are your myths, are the things that teachers come to me all the time and say, I need to be an expert. You know, the lesson just becomes about the technology. There's a lot of assessment involved. They're all myths. The facts, as you can see on the right hand, are the lesson is not about the technology. It's about whatever your learning intention and success criteria is. And you do not have to be an expert. There are lots of things available that can support you. Events like the one that you're coming to today, where you're networking with people who can support you in implementing things in the classroom. YouTube is your friend. Twitter is your friend. So please take use of those wonderful tools. And again, the assessment side doesn't have to be hard or extensive. It's easy. It can involve things that you're already doing as part of the learning process. Some of your formative assessments, things like screenshots of codes or reflections of students explaining their code choices or what their code is going to do and why it's going to do that. So please don't let that deter you from implementing digital technologies. In terms of a primary school context, our curriculum has changed. We now have to explicitly teach digital technologies as part of science, and it's a shift. We're wanting kids to be creators of technology. The trick is you're looking for connections, curriculum connections. There's no point teaching it as a standalone. You do not have time. So you need to find where these three outcomes can connect in what you're already doing in your English, in your literacy, in your maths, in your science and technology, in your HSIE or history, in your geography. These are your outcomes. I like to distill them down to three big ideas: creating, problem solving, and how things work. Underpinning those outcomes are the concepts of computational thinking, which is problem solving, and also this idea of systems thinking, which is how things work together or are interdependent upon each other to create a larger system. So they're the two big ideas. In implementing those, like I said, there's no point in teaching them as standalone concepts. You need to integrate. Picture books are a fantastic resource for integrating, and these can be used primary and secondary. They can be your more traditional texts like the ones listed above, or STEM specific texts, and there's a lot of those that are coming to the fore. The following slides just have some examples of some texts. If you're from a primary school context, these are great. If you're from a high school context, these are great. The ones on this slide, which are Aquatica and Mechanica and the Waterhole, can be quite good for stage 4 as well. I've included just some images of some curriculum examples, again, of implementing digital technologies as integrated with literacy by retelling stories, or science by creating a thermometer, or creating little animations, or creating toys. So these are examples of things that I've done in my teaching context. Again, they're not extensive. They're projects that interlink with what we're already doing. The following 4 slides is the 4-step guide to joining the MOOCs. So follow that through. If you are having any problems, feel free to contact me. My details are on the last slide. After the 30th of April, the adelaide.edu email will no longer be functioning, but you can still contact me via my Twitter and via my blog. Thank you very much.